Welcome to the history of the Order of St. Lazarus in Canada. The Order of St. Lazarus was one of 5 orders of chivalry formed in the late 11th century during the Crusades. It adopted as its mission to care for lepers in a hospital established in Jerusalem. Many knights serving in the Crusades contracted leprosy, and yet they continued to serve in the Order of St. Lazarus. Following the Crusade period, the order was re-established in Europe and continued its work caring for the sick and dying, principally in relief of leprosy that had been started in the Holy Land. In more modern times, the order mounted relief expeditions bringing much-needed medicines and food into Eastern Europe during the collapse of the USSR in the late 1980s and early 90s. During the breakup of Yugoslavia, the order purchased and operated mobile field kitchens in the Balkans to feed civilians affected during the Troubles. Currently, the order in Canada supports the missions for the relief of leprosy, the support of palliative care, and supports the ecumenical movement.
Although the order had members in Canada in the days of New France, during the 1600s, the order in Canada was established in 1962 and federally chartered in 1963.
As a federally recognized charity, it moved quickly in 1966 to raise funds for activities and charities related to the mission of the order in Ontario and Quebec. Some examples of these early projects are leprosy charities, including the Armand Frappier Institute, leprosaria such as the Cardinal Léger Femme Perio Fund for Africa and Haiti, the World Leprosy Fund, and a scholarship for a doctorate in the study of leprosy. Ecumenical initiatives such as the Ecumenical Institute of Canada, the Canadian Centre for Ecumenism in Montreal, and the Ecumenical Mission in Vancouver. The Canada Committee, a Canadian unity project in 1973 promoting youth exchanges. The traditional mission of leprosy relief continued, and in 1989, the Order in Canada started contributing funds to the Leprosy Mission of Canada and the Cardinal Léger Mission in Africa. Through these organizations, the Order made significant contributions to leprosariums in the countries of Nepal and Thailand. Medical research into a cure for this dreaded disease carried on as the Order continued to fundraise for the Armand Frappier Institute of Montreal during the 1980s.
We treat about 80,000 people directly affected by leprosy, and of those, about 15 to 20,000, depending on the year, are brand new cases. In Canada, there are fewer than 300 patients affected by leprosy, and those people are being taken care of in the tropical disease units of the major hospitals across the country. The Order of St. Lazarus and the Leprosy Mission Canada began working together in 1990. And over this period of time, the Order has now given over $473,000 to the work of the Leprosy Mission.
When the disease became curable, this research was discontinued. However, the Order continues to fundraise for this traditional mission today with a view to completely eradicate this disease. Other initiatives have the Order responding to natural disasters as they occur by raising more funds, such as for the earthquake in Haiti. Natural disaster relief is an ongoing mission, with the Order responding wherever it is needed. The Ecumenical Mission was started by Dame Lucie Vanier-Vincent with funding support to the Canadian Centre for Ecumenism.
In my experience, we were not accustomed to pray together. We Protestants have their churches, the Catholic, and so on. But as we grew up together, by knowing better each other, by becoming friends, by trusting more, by realizing that what we have in common is more than what divides us, we thought we should pray together and not ask God to convert from one church to another, but to ask God, give us unity the way you, God, want.
An initiative was undertaken to establish a bursary program designed to help and support students who are pursuing ecumenical studies at Canadian universities.
Students in religious studies have difficulties to find money. And one of the reasons for that is that there's less interest in this society And the organization who offered bursaries are dealing more with what they call science and scientific research or practical research, and they don't see the use of the religious studies. The mission is important. Your interest in ecumenical questions and palliative care, these are two things very important, I think, right now.
The first of these awards was granted to a student at the Toronto School of Theology in 1996. Since that time, many thousands of dollars have been granted to scores of students at universities across Canada. The palliative care mission was adopted by the Order in Canada in 1985. It was initiated by Dr. George Trussler, who at the time was the head of the Order's Medical Commission.
Our focus should be to help increase government involvement and private participation in ensuring adequate palliative care resources for our ever-aging population.
Early in the mission, the Order supported a series of lectures on palliative care that were designed to help educate the public on this new field of medicine. The various programs and activities that take place as a result of local commandery efforts are as diverse and varied as the country of Canada. What follows are some short accounts of various commandery initiatives in the past. In the early days, the Montreal Commandery provided funds to the Old Brewery Mission, which is a shelter for the homeless. The Emerald Chukker is an annual event in Toronto in the support of palliative care hospices. An initiative of the Calgary Commandery, the Heart Tree Bearers are given to patients, caregivers, and family members to help them cope with their situations. My Grammy is a Star is a book supported by the Acadia Commandery and is given to children who have lost a loved one to terminal illness. All commanderies support medical causes through donations both large and small. The first national project adopted by the Order was a book entitled A Caregiver's Guide, a handbook about end-of-life care. Distribution of this indispensable book has surpassed expectations, as it has been translated into many languages and has several editions printed. The Order of St. Lazarus in Canada continues to be a tireless and devoted force in fulfilling its diverse missions. Countless dollars and volunteer hours have been spent trying to improve the human condition both in Canada and around the world.
The Order of St. Lazarus has been a rare and strong partner and a tremendous source of encouragement. Historically, because we have a common bond in being focused on people affected by leprosy. Secondly, because your support has been constant. But finally, looking ahead, I see the potential for the Order and for the Leprosy Mission Canada to become strategic partners in working towards a world that is finally free of leprosy.
And we're able to do this thanks to financing and grants from the government, as well as generous donations from individuals, companies, and charitable organizations such as the Order of St. Lazarus.
And we do pray together to obtain that great favor that we become more united together, and eventually, if possible, that we can share the same Eucharistic table together.